We are glad to have you here, and we will open this episode with a question. The question is, why was it not revealed or made mention on the BBC that the said lady, Ajoke, is coming from a mental home? There is a reason why we are coming up with this point. Why was it not revealed on BBC that the set Ajoke is coming from a mental home? For being sick or mentally unstable is not an insult. For Prophet TB.JOSHUA himself said, the fact that you're sick, it doesn't stop you from being the friend of God. Because you're sick today doesn't mean you are not connected with God. The reason why this point was also hidden or not revealed on the BBC platform was because you cannot hold the words of a mental unstable person valid.
I said, if you come, you can collect it off.
Because we see goals. If you don't touch me,
Yes, the reason why you like to live is that I don't have any family members. But with the guy said, if you come, you can collect it off.
because we see goals. If you don't touch me,
Bisolar painted a blurred picture of the mother of Ajoke. She said she dropped her and the security were the ones that came with the baby. Why the baby was crying and they had to reach out for help in order to save the baby's life. The mother abandoned her baby. And after maybe years, she came back to the synagogue church of all nations for this baby, she said. But this time around, the mother came back with a shocking revelation. Hear this.
I know her from the baby when she was dropped. It was a service day. People were, after service, everybody going. Then the security came that a baby is in the auditorium. Because I was part of the media, we already gone to the auditorium in order to see what was happening. So is this a tiny baby? Yeah. So by the time he came, he said they should bring the baby. So they brought the baby, and usually that happens once in a while in Swan. So he said, "Come in, Mama Bosse." And they gave the baby to her. Said, "Take care of this baby." Her name is Ajoke. So it happened one day. There was trouble in the security department. So I was called with Mrs. Adebayo. So he said we should go and see. They said there is a woman making trouble there. And we went there and we saw this woman. So the security was saying that she want to force herself inside the church. And today is not service day. Madam, what happened? She said she wants to come and see her daughter. Who is your daughter here? Can't you explain yourself properly? She said, Ajoke, we look at ourselves. Ajoke, where were you all these years? So we took her to Presidential Lodge and we sat her down. Myself and Mr. Adebayo. So we should interview her. So we asked her, Mama, all these years, where were you? She said she has been seeing her, but lately she has not seen her. That's why she came. Where is your husband? Why do you abandon this lady? He said the father said they should. The father threatening her to leave his child in the church. Who is the father? He said, Daddy. Who is Daddy? Prophet. Oh, she said, Daddy. We want to be sure. He said, which Daddy? He said, Prophet Joshua. That one passed our level. So we asked her to sit. We have already, given her some drinks. So we went to TB.JOSHUA's office. So when we got to him, we said we realized it was Mr. Adebayo that led. He said, we realized that the woman has mental problem. Oh. TB.JOSHUA looked at me. He knows me. He said, Bisola, what did she say? He said, she said you are her father.
You are the father of her baby.
Okay. So TB.JOSHUA wrote some money. He usually writes money in paper. He usually don't touch money. He writes the money, certain amount of money in paper. Gave it to Mr. Adebayo. He said, give it to her.
She said her baby's father was Daddy. The Daddy here is Prophet TB.JOSHUA. In her own words, she said that the woman was not mentally okay. To her, this was a cover-up. And right now, I can tell you it was not a cover-up. Bisola called it a cover-up. But now we know it was not a cover-up. The woman was actually not mentally okay. Because her daughter is going through the same cycle. And they refuse to disclose this to the BBC. Secondly, Bisola called the sect Ajoke stubborn. These are her words, not mine.
And it come to a time, TB.JOSHUA called Evelyn and said, take care of this lady. Because at that time, Mama Bosse has already left the environment. So Ajoke was retained. So say, Mama, Sarah, take care of this girl. So the girl was living with Evelyn as one of our children. She went to the same school, Abiola Nursery and Primary School with Sarah. After she finished primary, secondary school, she went to British school in Lome. If you hear addiction,
Yeah.
Until it come to a time she started growing until she come to a time. Yeah, you will see some traits from children that are, young, growing children. It could be stubbornness. It could be, you understand?
Besolar called the set Ajoke stubborn. These are her words, not mine. Now listen to this.
She started growing until she come to a time. Yeah, you will see some traits from children that are, young, growing children. It could be stubbornness. It could be, you understand?
In her own words, she described Ajoke to be stubborn, and she said it's as a result of her growing up. This was the height of it, brothers and sisters. I was completely blown away by this statement. Now listen to this. He never loved people. He never cared for people. Look at the word never. Not even sometimes. Never. This is really painful. I tell you, this is really painful. What was their intention? To take away every iota of love attached to the name of these men. This is absolutely painful. Now listen to a complete opposite of this statement coming from the same people but on different platforms.
And yes, when she started working, she always walked into TB.JOSHUA's office, and he loved her too much. Yes, he loved her too much. Even when he doesn't, it's like he missed her. He will just open his other door down so that she can just come in. And then Ajoke will be the first person TB.JOSHUA named prophetess. I remember anytime he's going for evening prayer for men or so women who are looking for fruit of the womb, he carries Ajoke along. He said, prophetess is coming to pray for you.
Because it was not the BBC platform, the statement completely took another phase. It took the phase of a caring and loving father. He really loved her. Repeating this statement twice. In this interview, a picture of a caring and loving father was seen. She even went further by revealing that the man of God loved the little Ajoke to the extent that she was the first female to be named a prophetess. That even during the seeking for the fruit of the womb deliverance session, the man of God would always come along with her. Asking her to pray along with her. But this picture was never painted on the BBC platform. On the BBC platform, the contrary was the case. In their very words and statement, I repeat, her existence was the biggest threat to his reputation. Completely an opposite. Completely an opposite. This is very painful. Now listen to this. What matters to him was his reputation, and he was ready to sacrifice everyone just to keep that name. Really? even his own daughter. The said daughter here is Ajoke, which they claimed is his biological daughter, which is yet to be proven. Now listen to what he did to her, coming from BBC. She was sent on the street as a beggar, and her dad is a multi-millionaire. And this is the same person that will come on TV doing charity, giving bags of rice. What a slander. Now listen to the contrary, coming from the same people, but on another platform. The said Ajoke was supposedly a hidden child, hated and maltreated. But in another platform, they revealed that the man of God sent her to the same school with her biological daughter. Can you imagine? And at a certain time, they revealed the man of God handed her over to his wife, Pastor Evelyn Joshua, to be taken care of, and then proceeded to a British secondary school. You can get that from her accent. She disclosed, "How can this be a child that was not cared for?" Do you know what it takes to send a child to a British secondary school? But on the BBC platform, they painted a picture of a man that has never taken care of this said daughter. That he sent her to the street like a beggar, and he will come online giving charity. Complete slander. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button as a way to support the channel. We are grateful for all your efforts.